Peace. My name is Empress Kwamine, and you are listening to and watching High EQ Woman. I like to talk about emotional intelligence and emotional empowerment and using our emotions to drive us towards our goals, whether that's to be in a relationship, to strengthen existing relationships, to move forward in a career or towards your passion or whatever you want to do in life. The ways that I do that is through journaling. Because the emotions and our thoughts are so interconnected, when we write it down, it helps us clarify, refine, and really just help process our emotions and how we're thinking, and what we can do about it based off what we can control. So the other day I decided to write and answer this journal prompt that's already in here. The journal prompt says, if fear approaches me like an enemy, how will I stand my ground and reclaim my security? What can I do? What can I say? I wrote, knowing what I know about fear, first I must assess if this is a situational or psychological fear. If the former, I trust my body and spirit team to get me to safety. If psychological, which is more common, I must dig deep to remember what I've overcome. It's also understood that though there are opportunities and experiences I desire, there is no one greater or more deserving than me. If all that I can control is currently in place, then it's time for me to manage my mindset and observe the threat as it truly is. Reciting positive affirmations whilst also envisioning certain powerful angels and ancestors for support, protection, and guidance are meant to help me recenter and focus. I take a deep breath and tune into the emotions and physical sensations. Fear is a very strong, deep emotion, but it's also the lowest of emotions that you can get, right down there with despair. It doesn't mean it's a good or a bad emotion because it can be useful. Fear can help you and it can help save your life. When you're present and you're observing, and your body will go into the space it needs to go into, as well as your mind, when it detects a situation where you need to pay attention. But there's two different types of fears. There's psychological fear, and then there's situational fear. Situational fear is when there's a real threat in front of you. With situational fear, your body and your mind will do what it needs to do. It will help you hyper focus. It will give you the adrenaline you need, and it will get you to safety. It will make you aware so you can make the appropriate move to ensure that you get what you need to stay safe. The way society is set up today, our mind and our body always feel like it's in survival mode. It's always feeling like we're fearing for our life because of the many stresses. The stresses from being stuck in traffic and fearing that you're going to be late. Also, because that income is very important. You probably are ready check to check. Hopefully not anymore, but that's a lot of people's experience and reality. Conflict at work, microaggressions, all the isms, conflict in your relationship, conditioning from past family traumas that are unhealed, that are brought into the relationships, trying to figure out how to best raise your child in this society when so much is evolving all the time. So our bodies and our minds are always in this constant state of fear. But that's not situational fear. Psychological fear is not a real threat, but it's based off conditioning. It's based off something that may have happened in the past, that you have this fear that it's going to happen again because you're back in an environment that reminds you of that. And so you might have the same physical sensations, but it might be more difficult to normalize, for your body to normalize, because there's no real threat present. And so when I was speaking about it in my journal, about assessing first, is this a psychological fear or is this a situational fear? Because that will help you to manage your body. That starts with your thought process, affirming to yourself, I'm safe. It's okay. I'm safe, body. Doing the physiological work, doing some deep breathing to help calm yourself down so that you can find solutions faster for whatever type of fear it is. And then that'll help you move to the next level in that pyramid of emotions, which is raising your vibration. When it comes to fear, like I said, it's not necessarily a negative thing. It can motivate you, especially when you get into that mindset of, I want to expand my comfort zone. Because let's face it, a lot of people are in a space where they're moving out of. A lot of people are in a space where they're outgrowing environments, jobs, relationships, mindsets. And so you're becoming uncomfortable there. But not many people choose to get out of that situation when they can, because they're allowing fear to hold them back, because it's outside of their comfort zone. I worked on a film, Differences, and my co-star David at the time, I believe it's him, that said this. I mentioned something about getting out of my comfort zone because that was a really big turning point for me in getting out of my comfort zone. And he rephrased it to expanding your comfort zone. It's a very affirming phrase and message, and it really changes it. The language is so important. And so I've been saying that ever since. It's about expanding your comfort zone. On the other side of that fear can be peace. On the other side of that fear, on the other side of that zone that you've created of what you're comfortable with, could be miracles and success, more money, better relationships, an elevated lifestyle on the other side of that fear zone that you have created. And then, of course, go back to figure out maybe why you fear these things. It could easily be from conditioning. So reflect on that. And then start doing the things that scare you. That courage. Oh my goodness. Courage is like a muscle. The more you use it, I wouldn't say the easier it becomes, but I believe the stronger you become. You become so strong that you're like, okay, what's next? And then you grow more confident in your abilities because you know what you've already overcome. So maybe it feels like it's becoming easier, but really, honey, you're just getting better at it. And that takes practice. It's not an overnight thing. Start small. Do something that scares you. Feel that fear. Feel those emotions and let it drive you forward. Because the truth is, you're not even comfortable anyway where you are right now. You're becoming uncomfortable in this space anyway. So at least use that discomfort. Use it for your benefit to expand your comfort zone. Do the things that scare you. Write it down in your journal, what you want to accomplish, what your goals are, how you can get there, what is holding you back. And that includes your mindset, how you feel about the situation. And then choose something that you're going to do that is going to expand your comfort zone. Choose something that you fear. My name is Empress Kwame. This is High EQ Woman. I'll see you later. Peace.